G'day, legends! Welcome to Treasure of. What we're about to show you isn't make-believe. It's the real, raw heart of the wild, beating right on your screen. These are moments of pure instinct, of life and death playing out just as nature intended. It's tough, it's intense, and sometimes it's hard to watch. But crikey, it's the truth of what these magnificent animals go through every single day. And let me tell you, it's all thanks to some of the bravest cameramen on the planet, who get right in there, sometimes risking their own safety to bring these stories to you. They are absolute champions for getting this footage. But we've got to remember, the world these animals live in is shrinking. Every day, human industry, things like factories and cities expanding, pushes further into their homes, their territories. These beautiful creatures are losing their habitats, and that makes their fight for survival even tougher. It puts more pressure on them, making every meal, every confrontation, that much more critical. It's a real battle out there, and it's getting harder for them all the time. That's why we do what we do here at Treasure of. Our mission, my passion, has always been to bring the wild closer to you, to help you understand these animals, to fall in love with them just like I have. Because when you love something, you want to protect it. By showing you these incredible, fierce moments, we hope to build that connection, to inspire a new generation of wildlife warriors who will stand up and fight for our planet's most precious treasures. So buckle up, because you're about to see some absolute beauties in action. Right then, first up, we're deep in the heart of Africa, where the sun beats down hard and only the toughest survive. Look at this, a magnificent pride of lions. See the lionesses? They're the primary hunters, absolute weapons of precision and power. They're eyeing up a herd of Cape buffalo. Now these aren't just any old cattle, mate. A Cape buffalo is one of the most dangerous animals in Africa. They're built like a tank and have a temper to match. They call them Black Death for a reason. The lions are using the tall golden grass as cover. They are moving low, silent as ghosts. It's all about strategy here. They're not just rushing in. That would be suicide. They're fanning out, communicating with tiny flicks of their tails and subtle shifts in posture. Each one has a role to play. They're trying to separate one buffalo from the safety of the herd. The herd is their fortress, and the lions are the patient siege engines looking for a single weakness, a moment of distraction. There, you see that? One of the older bulls, a real behemoth, has strayed just a few feet too far. That's the invitation the lions have been waiting for. The lead lioness explodes from the grass. It's pure raw power. She's not aiming for the head, not yet. She's going for the back legs, trying to hamstring it, to anchor this mountain of muscle to the spot. It's a massive risk. One kick from that buffalo could shatter her skull. The rest of the pride surges forward now that the attack has begun. It's chaos. The dust is flying. You can hear the guttural roars of the lions and the furious bellows of the buffalo. It's a sensory overload of survival. The buffalo is fighting back with everything it's got, swinging those massive curved horns, trying to gore any lion that gets too close. You can see the desperation in its eyes, but also a sheer, unyielding will to live. This isn't a quick kill, it's a drawn-out, brutal struggle. The lions are like a pack of wolves, each one latching on, using their combined weight to drag the giant down. One lioness has a hold of the nose, trying to suffocate it, while others are tearing at the thick hide on its flanks. It's a testament to the buffalo's incredible strength that it's still on its feet, still fighting against a dozen razor-sharp assailants. Look at the teamwork, though. It's a masterclass in cooperative hunting. No single lion, not even the big male who's now joining the fray, could do this alone. It takes the entire family working in perfect, deadly harmony. They know that this one meal could feed the whole pride, including their little cubs, for days. This isn't about sport, it's about providing for the next generation. The buffalo is starting to tire. You can see it in its movements. The powerful struggles are becoming weaker. The lions sense this. They press their attack, becoming even more relentless. The big male is now using his immense strength, adding his weight to the effort, trying to force the bull off its feet. It's a slow, grinding battle of attrition, and the lion's stamina is starting to win out. It's a sight that commands respect for both predator and prey. The lions for their incredible strategy and courage, and the buffalo for its sheer tenacity and will to fight to the very last breath. This is the raw reality of the food chain. It's a violent, powerful, and absolutely essential part of life in the savannah. Without these moments, the ecosystem wouldn't be in balance. Finally, the great beast stumbles. Its legs can no longer support its immense weight. The lions swarm and the struggle enters its final grim phase. It's a moment of profound sadness, but also of undeniable natural order. The circle of life, as brutal as it is turning right before our eyes. The lions have secured their future, at least for a little while. The rest of the buffalo herd has moved on. They can't help. To stay would be to risk another of their own being targeted. They have to save themselves. It's a harsh lesson, but one that is ingrained in their instincts. In the wild, you look after yourself and the herd. But when the lions make their choice, the fate of that one individual is sealed. What a battle. The sheer power on display is just mind-blowing. The lions will now feast, and their cubs will eat their fill, growing strong to one day take their own place in the great theater of the African plains. It's a reminder that every moment in the wild is earned, every meal is a victory, and every day is a fight for survival. Absolutely stunning. Alright, now we're heading to the water's edge, to the famous Mara River. During the Great Migration, millions of wildebeest have to cross this river. But lurking just beneath the surface is one of the oldest, most perfect predators on Earth, the Nile crocodile. These fellas are living dinosaurs, unchanged for millions of years because they are the ultimate ambush hunter. They are masters of patience. Look there, just under the murky water. All you can see are two bumps, the eyes, and the tip of the snout. The rest of this 15-foot-long, armor-plated killing machine is completely hidden. He can stay like this for hours, motionless, conserving energy. He's not just waiting, he's calculating, watching the wildebeest gather on the bank, sensing their hesitation and their fear. The river is the only thing between them and the fresh grazing lands on the other side. The pressure builds. The wildebeest at the front are being pushed by the thousands behind them. They know the danger. You can see it in the way they nervously dip their hooves in the water. Eventually, one of them will make the leap, and then the floodgates will open. It's a chain reaction, a torrent of life plunging into the jaws of potential death. That's the moment the croc is waiting for. Here we go. The first one jumps, and now it's a frenzy. Hundreds of wildebeest are pouring into the river, a chaotic mass of splashing and panicked calls. They're swimming for their lives, their eyes wide with terror, and in the middle of it all, that crocodile, that silent statue, finally makes its move. It doesn't swim, it explodes. It's like a torpedo being launched from below the surface. Crikey, look at the speed. He's targeted a young one, slightly slower than the rest. The water erupts as the croc's massive jaws clamp down on the wildebeest's leg. The power is just astronomical. Those jaws can slam shut with thousands of pounds of pressure per square inch. There is no escape from that bite. The initial strike is everything. Now the struggle begins, but it's a horribly one-sided affair. The crocodile isn't trying to kill it with the bite. It's using it as an anchor. Its main weapon now is the death roll. It starts to spin its entire body in the water, a vortex of violence. This maneuver is designed to disorient, drown, and tear its prey apart. It's brutal, efficient, and horrifyingly effective. The other wildebeest are swimming frantically around the struggle, trying to get away. They can't help their companion. In this moment, it's every animal for itself. The river is churned into a brown, frothy soup of chaos and desperation. You can just feel the panic. It's a primal fear that every animal that comes to the water's edge understands. The crocodile is relentless. It pulls the wildebeest under the surface, then brings it back up, rolling and thrashing. The poor creature doesn't stand a chance. The ancient reptile is in its element, a master of this aquatic domain. On land, the wildebeest would have the advantage of speed, but in the water, it is completely at the mercy of this prehistoric predator. Other crocodiles are now moving in, attracted by the commotion. They can sense a free meal. This is another danger for the first croc. It must secure its kill and drag it away to a safe place, usually a submerged larder, where it can eat without being challenged by its opportunistic relatives. The competition here is just as fierce as the hunt itself. The life of the wildebeest is over. The crocodile has won. It drags its prize away, disappearing back into the murky depths from which it came. The river's surface slowly calms. The remaining wildebeest make it to the other side, and a deceptive peace returns. But the memory of that explosive violence lingers. It's a stark reminder of the hidden dangers that lie beneath the tranquil surface of the water. What a display of perfected predation. Millions of years of evolution have culminated in that single explosive moment of ambush. The crocodile doesn't need to chase. It lets the prey come to it. It's a strategy of supreme confidence and lethal efficiency. And for the wildebeest, it's the ultimate price of the Great Migration, a sacrifice that pays the river's toll. All right, hold on to your hats, because we're leaving the land behind and heading out into the cold, wild waters off the coast of South Africa. This is the domain of one of the most magnificent and misunderstood predators in the world, the great white shark. We're in a place they call Shark Alley, and for good reason. It's a hunting ground, and we're about to witness one of the most spectacular predatory events in the entire animal kingdom. Our shark's target is a Cape Fur seal. These guys are incredibly agile and fast in the water. They're playful, intelligent, and full of energy, but to a great white, they are a perfect high-fat meal, a vital source of energy to power its massive body through these chilly seas. The seals know the danger, especially around this island, their rookery. Going out to feed is a life-or-death gamble every single time. Down below, in the deep, dark water, the great white is patrolling. It's using a technique called deep water ambush. It swims near the seabed, about 50 to 100 feet down, and looks up. Against the bright surface, the dark silhouette of a seal is easy to spot. The shark is a master of camouflage. Its dark grey back blends in with the rocky bottom, making it virtually invisible from above. The shark has spotted a lone seal, maybe a young one that's a bit inexperienced, heading back to the island. The predator locks on. Its decision is made. It angles its body upwards, and with a few flicks of its massive tail, it begins to accelerate. Not just a gentle swim, but an explosion of propulsion. This shark can go from a slow cruise to over 25 miles per hour in a matter of seconds. What happens next is just breathtaking. The shark is a missile of muscle and teeth, rocketing towards the surface. The seal has no idea what's coming. There's no warning, no sound, just a grey shadow ascending from the depths at an impossible speed. This is the moment that defines the great white as an apex predator. The power is simply off the charts. Boom! The shark erupts from the water. It's the breach. The entire 2-ton body of the great white launches into the air, a spectacle of raw, untamable power. In its jaws, it has the seal. The moment of impact is so fast, so violent, it's almost impossible to comprehend. It's one of the most powerful and awe-inspiring sights in all of nature. The shark hangs in the air for a split second, a living sculpture of predatory perfection, before crashing back down into the ocean with a tremendous splash. For the seal, it was over in an instant. The sheer force of that impact, combined with the shark's formidable jaws, means there was no struggle. It's a method of hunting that is both incredibly brutal and stunningly efficient. This breaching behavior is unique to this area. It's believed the sharks developed it specifically to hunt these agile seals. A normal chase would burn too much energy, and the seals could likely outmaneuver the shark. But this vertical attack from below gives the seal absolutely no chance to react or escape. It's a highly specialized, highly intelligent hunting strategy. Let's not forget the courage of the cameramen who capture this. They're out here in small boats, in these cold, shark-infested waters for hours, for days, just waiting for that one split second of action. To be that close to such an explosion of power takes some serious nerve. They allow us to witness something that very few people will ever see with their own eyes. Seeing this, you can't help but be in awe. Forget the movie monster stereotype. This is a highly evolved, incredibly powerful and majestic animal at the peak of its powers. It's not a mindless killing machine. It's a calculating, intelligent hunter that plays a vital role in keeping the ocean's ecosystem healthy by preying on the seals and keeping their population in check. That image of the great white shark airborne, silhouetted against the sky, is one that will be burned into your memory forever. It's a true wow moment, a perfect demonstration of the power and beauty of the natural world, a world that is so much more incredible and dramatic than anything we could ever imagine. What a beauty! What an absolute legend of the ocean. Okay, we're back on the African plains, but this time the sun is setting. Night is falling, and a different set of hunters is starting to stir. We're focusing on a leopard, one of the most elusive and beautiful big cats. Look at her, a masterpiece of stealth and power. She's just made a kill, an impala, and she's trying to get it up into the safety of a tree. That's her signature move, get the food away from the competition on the ground. But she's got a problem, a big problem. Listen, you hear that? That eerie whoop-whoop sound followed by that manic cackling laughter? That's the sound of the spotted hyena. And where there's one, there are usually more. A whole clan of them has smelled the fresh kill and they're closing in. This is going to be a classic showdown between a solitary hunter and a powerful, organized mob. The leopard is trying to drag the impala, which is almost as heavy as she is, towards a marula tree. She's racing against time. She knows the hyenas are coming. You can see the urgency in her movements. She is incredibly strong, but the clock is ticking. The hyenas are not just scavengers, they are formidable predators in their own right, and they are experts at stealing kills from other carnivores. Here they come, emerging from the twilight. A clan of 10, maybe 12 of them. They are led by a dominant female, the matriarch. In hyena society, the females are bigger, stronger, and they call all the shots. They are surrounding the leopard, cutting off her escape route to the tree. They're not attacking yet. They're testing her, trying to intimidate her with their numbers and their unsettling calls. The leopard is cornered. She lets go of her kill and turns to face the clan. Look at that snarl. She's showing them her impressive canines. Her ears are flat against her head, and a low, guttural growl is rumbling in her chest. She is not going to give up her hard-won meal without a fight. A single leopard against a dozen hyenas. The odds are massively stacked against her. The hyenas are masters of psychological warfare. They fan out, lunging in one at a time, trying to nip at her hindquarters, trying to distract her. Their jaws are among the most powerful in the animal kingdom, capable of crushing bone. One good bite could cripple the leopard. She has to be constantly spinning, swatting with her powerful clawed paws, trying to keep them all at bay. This is a dangerous game for the leopard. While she is focused on one hyena, another could sneak in from behind. Her advantage is her agility and her lethal weaponry, the claws and teeth. The hyena's advantage is their numbers, their stamina, and their bone-crushing bites. It's a tense standoff, a battle of nerve and courage. The matriarch is directing the attack. She's the boldest, pushing closer than the others. The leopard gives a warning swipe, her claws extended, but she's careful. She can't afford to get injured. An injury out here, even a small one, can be a death sentence. It could prevent her from hunting and she would starve. She has to weigh the value of this one meal against the risk of a debilitating fight. You can see the conflict in her. She's fought so hard to make this kill, and the instinct to protect it is powerful, but the instinct for self-preservation is even stronger. The hyenas are becoming more brazen, their confidence growing with every passing second. They know they have her beaten. It's just a matter of time before her nerve breaks. And there it is. With a final frustrated snarl, the leopard makes a break for it. She abandons the kill and sprints for the safety of the nearest tree. She moves like lightning, and in a few bounds, she's scrambling up the trunk out of their reach. The hyenas can't climb, so she is safe. But her dinner is gone. The hyena clan descends on the impala with a terrifying frenzy. It's a feeding chaotic, with snapping jaws and vicious squabbles as they tear the carcass apart. Within minutes, there will be nothing left but a few scraps and a bloodstain on the grass. They have won this round through their superior numbers and relentless intimidation. The leopard can only watch from her branch, a solitary figure cheated of her prize. This is the tough reality of life for a lone predator. For our final moment, we're witnessing something truly special. It's a story of courage, of instinct, and of a love so powerful it can move mountains. We're with a herd of African elephants, these gentle giants, these incredibly intelligent and social animals. And right there, tucked in between the massive legs of its mother, is a tiny baby calf, probably only a few weeks old. He's vulnerable, and he's been spotted. Lurking in the periphery, using the scrubland for cover, is the same pride of lions we saw earlier. They are the apex predators here, but even for them, tackling an elephant is the ultimate challenge. They wouldn't dare take on a full-grown adult, but a small, isolated calf, that's a high-risk, high-reward prize that they are willing to consider. This is a game of opportunity. The lions are trying to do what they do best, create panic and confusion. They're trying to separate the baby from its mother and from the protection of the herd. A few of the lionesses make a feint, a mock charge from one side, trying to draw the attention of the big adults. It's a clever tactic designed to create an opening, a moment of chaos they can exploit. But they have underestimated the bond between an elephant mother and her child. It is one of the strongest in the entire animal kingdom. The mother elephant immediately senses the danger. She places her massive body between her calf and the lion's, her huge ears fanned out to make herself look even bigger, her head held high. She is a fortress of flesh and bone. The lions press a little closer. They are testing her resolve, and that's when we see it. The mother's protective instinct boils over into pure, unstoppable fury. She lets out a deafening trumpet blast, a sound that echoes across the savannah, a primal scream of defiance and warning. It's a sound that tells every creature for miles around that you do not mess with her baby. Then she charges. Crikey, look at her go. 6 tons of angry mother coming at you like a freight train. The ground is literally shaking. She's not trying to be graceful, she's a living battering ram. The lions, for all their courage and power, are scattered like bowling pins. They want no part of this. A direct hit from her would be instant death. She chases them off, trumpeting furiously, kicking up dust, making sure they get the message loud and clear. She doesn't stop until they are a good distance away. She is relentless in her defense. This isn't about hunger or territory for her. It's about the most powerful force in nature, a mother's love. She would die for her calf without a second's hesitation. Once the lions are gone, she immediately returns to her baby. She gently nudges him with her trunk, checking him over, reassuring him. The rest of the herd, the aunts and other females, form a protective circle around the mother and calf. This is the allo-mothering behavior elephants are famous for. The entire family works together to protect the young. It's a beautiful display of social cooperation. The little calf, safe again, nestles back under its mother's belly. It has just had its first major lesson in the dangers of the world, and also in the incredible power of its mother's protection. That memory will stay with it for the rest of its long life. It's how these animals learn to survive. What an incredible display of maternal power. It just gives you goosebumps. It shows that in the wild, it's not always about the sharpest teeth or claws. Sometimes it's about heart, about courage, and about a bond that cannot be broken. The lions went hungry today, taught a harsh lesson by an animal whose fury is fueled by love. That moment right there is why we have to fight for these animals. That intelligence, that emotion, that fierce loyalty, it's a treasure beyond measure. To see that mother elephant stand up to a whole pride of lions is one of the most inspiring and powerful things you will ever witness. Absolutely beautiful. A true wildlife warrior. Crikey, what an incredible journey we've been on today. We've seen titans clash, ambushes explode from the water, and the unbreakable love of a mother. These moments, as raw and intense as they are the lifeblood of our planet. They represent a world that is wild, free, and perfectly balanced. But this balance is fragile. Every single day, these magnificent animals face a greater threat than any predator: the loss of their homes. We have a responsibility to be their voice, to be their protectors. The future of the leopard, the lion, the elephant, the shark, and every other creature is in our hands. By understanding them, by respecting their world, and by making conscious choices to protect their habitats, we can ensure that these fierce and beautiful moments continue for generations to come. We need to be wildlife warriors in our own backyards and across the globe. It's not just about saving animals, it's about saving the very soul of our planet. If these stories moved you, if you felt that connection to the wild heart of nature, please help us spread the word. Share this video with your friends and family, and make sure you subscribe to Treasure Of. Every single share, every new subscriber helps us in our mission to bring the wild to the world and build a global family of people who care. Thank you for joining us. And remember, be a warrior for wildlife.